This is the NAPA DAV311, a CD and MP3 player that I purchased in the early 2000s. And one of the things that made me choose this model was that it was also capable of playing video CD discs. Probably not fancy today, but back then this was pretty cool. So let's take a look. Although this device was sold at the beginning of the DVD era, back then I found that would be very interesting to play videos in a portable device, to be used for example in a car, as this was way more affordable than a DVD player. At the same time, the fact that it could play MP3 files, it made it very attractive to me. So with only one device, I could play a wide range of formats wherever I went. Unfortunately, I rarely used for video, and it also became obsolete pretty quick, not being really the best option for playing MP3s. The NAPA player comes also with a few accessories, such as this complete remote control, which has almost all the function keys that we would expect in a VCR player. It came also with rechargeable batteries and an external power supply. And for all of this, I paid only 99 euros. The player itself is very light, and it does not feel very robust. Also, it is a little bit more bulky than other players of that time. On one side, we can see the audio and video outputs, and an option to block all the top buttons to be pressed accidentally while playing. The buttons feel a little cheap, and in general the whole case. In the back there is the compartment for two AA batteries and an external power connector. The tiny remote control seems very assorted with all the main options that we would expect from a video player. And from what I can see setting the camera in night mode, it still works after all these years. It is interesting to see that the original batteries were called PANA instead of NAPA. I recharged them before filming this, so let's try if it works. It turns on, and now it should say that there is no disc. Okay, here it is. So next, I'm going to try to play some standard CD. The player recognizes the type pretty quick, but seems to get stuck somewhere, and the timer does not move. This happens with any song. The counter jumps randomly like if the player couldn't find the track. Even trying a different disc, I got the same result. After some time of trying, I found out that disabling the digest option makes things work again. This digest or ESP, like it shows on the LCD screen, is in fact an anti-shock system for the player. But unfortunately it seems not to work at all. After I disabled it, the disc started playing with no issues. Apparently, this was a common issue for these devices, forcing many users to listen without this option. Obviously, if I hit the player now, I will lose the track. Another issue that I noticed was that pressing the cover makes it detect that it's open and therefore restarts the disc. Next, let's try to play a CD-ROM with some MP3s on it. It seems to recognize all the files on the disk. However, the quality of the sound is not very good. It seems to have some problem decompressing the music. Also, I noticed that the ESP option that was giving problems on the audio CDs, it's enabled now, and I can't disable it. So I wonder if that could be part of the issue. Now I want to try to play a video and see how it looks. I don't have any old TV, so I will use a computer screen. Also, I will have to use a video to VGA converter. Let's try it. Apparently the player doesn't give any video signal when it's on. It will only show up when a movie is being played. That probably has been intended to save energy. A few days ago I found this original video CD movie in a thrift store, so I'm going to try. My Super Girlfriend. Honestly, I never heard of it before. It takes well 15 seconds to recognize the disc, and then it shows on the screen. It works. Unfortunately, you can notice the poor quality of the image. We all know that video CD has low resolution, but look how many frames are being skipped. The jumps are very noticeable. After some time, it seems to be a little bit better, but still, it could be very annoying to watch a whole movie like this. Next, I'm going to try another disc with a video that I recorded myself. I know for sure that this has been done from a high definition video and it has the maximum quality that video CD can give. The quality of the image does not improve much, and the jumps are still there. I remember that this device had always this problem. What I don't know if this is a problem with this unit only, or all of them had similar issues. Other than this, the rest of the options seem to work fine. Having a remote control, it makes it very handy. You can control the volume, pause, or jump to another chapter. It also can support multiple video systems, which is very neat. Includes a frame-by-frame function and different play speeds. You can also jump to any part of the video just entering the time. Despite the box advertises that MP3 discs also can show up the song info on the screen, I couldn't make that work in any way. Now I would like to play both discs with my Blu-ray player that I have in my living room, just to be able to compare the quality of the image. Well, the difference is pretty big. Even this is a much bigger screen, there are no jumps at all, and the overall quality of the image is much better. Honestly, it doesn't look that bad, even considering that the video size is a quarter of a DVD. And same thing for the other disc. Well, this has been my review of my old NAPA player, a device that had great expectations back in the 2000s, but that ended up being quite disappointing, basically because the poor quality of the decoders. Not long after this was released, there were multiple hard drives on the market that could play video files at a much better quality. And for audio, well, the MP3 just killed all portable disc players. So yeah, as I mentioned, it became obsolete very fast. I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time.